Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for tuning into the Sunday Brunch Hour once again. I appreciate it. It means a lot. We're on episode 3, and the title of the episode is Why Sneakers? And so I just wanted to come on here and talk about something that I really enjoy that, a lot of people might know of me or they may not know of me, about me. Not know me, but about me. So I wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about why I like sneakers, get you a little bit educated about the culture, the history a little bit, not diving in fully in the history because it's a lot. But just points that will, you never knew. Probably didn't know about it. So yeah. So before that, I'm gonna tell you about my weekend because prior to that, we are in the future. So what I'm gonna start doing is talking about what I did the previous weekend. So that way it kind of like makes it more flowy. So that way you know just what's up. So pretty much what I did last weekend is I went to Inyo, California for the weekend with some friends. It was about a 5 hour drive. No, 4 hour drive. It's a 5 hour drive from Mammoth. So to put it in perspective, to go to Mammoth is 5 hours. I believe it's 5 hours. Yeah. To get to Inyo is 4 hours. So technically I'm an hour away from Mammoth, I was so close. I love Mammoth. And as I mentioned, I enjoy going there in the wintertime. I would have loved to check it out in the summertime just to see the comparison, the difference. So yeah, pretty much Inyo is very cool. Inyo, California, as I mentioned. There, as soon as you get literally, I kid you not, into the campsite, there is no Wi-Fi. There's no internet, there's no nothing, like your cell reception shuts down. So with that being said, if you go with a group of friends, definitely safety wise, you guys stick together. Do not wander off. Like, trust me, there's no cell reception. Like, it's not Mammoth. At least with Mammoth, you have cell reception, but here, there's no cell reception. So, safety wise, like I said, stay together. Or if you like feel like, you guys can wander off or whatever, do like walkie talkies or something, so that way you guys are in contact with each other, so that way nothing happens. Needs to say nothing did happen, thank goodness. So we had a great time. I had an amazing time. I haven't been camping since before, I want to say before I started middle school, maybe after middle school. It's been a minute because usually what we do is I used to go camping every summer with my grandpa and my mom and my cousins and my aunt. And we would go to Kachuma Lake. Those of you that are not familiar with Kachuma Lake, it's like kind of like in the vicinity where Michael Jackson lives in, like Neverland. I can't think of the area he lives in, but where he used to live, his house. But it was over there. I guess that's considered Santa Barbara County, whatever. I'm not sure. But we used to go there all the time every summer. But we would stay a week. So with that being said, of course, it was kind of a little bit like of a refresher, so to speak, because I haven't been in so long. So it was nice to get away. The weather was great. The bugs were vicious. So definitely I highly recommend bring bug spray. Do not think you're not going to get bit, because you will get bit if you don't have bug spray. Okay? Just saying. So with that being said, we left around 11? No, 9. Don't quote me on that. Either 9 or 11. So we got there around 3:34ish, I would say. Like I said, not too bad of a drive. Made a pit stop in Bars in Victorville, got some lunch, and then headed out to Inyo. So with that being said, got to the campsite, unpacked. The crazy thing is, I literally, when I tell you, the night before, I was like literally overnight, like looking the night before, getting my stuff ready, packing my stuff. And I was outside, getting my tent, and something told me to bring firewood. So I had some firewood from a previous gathering I had in my house. And I was like, do I need to bring it? Because, a lot of them that my friends that have gone, I'm like, they're experts, which they are, but I just knew they probably would have firewood. So I was like, no, they probably have firewood. I don't think I need to bring it. So with that being said, we did not have firewood. And we literally, this was the first time I had to go look for wood. Like usually, you go to the grocery store, you go buy wood, and you just put it in the pit, in the fire pit, so on and so forth. Well, it was not like that. We had to go to the forest from our campsite, which was not that bad of a walk. Go pick up some wood we found by a river, which was, let me just say, I did not realize how loud a river can be until it's late at night. Everybody else has gone to bed. Your tin is the only one that's still active because, which was crazy. Now, that was, I'll get to that point. But late at night, you could hear the river. And it was so relaxing, so enjoyable, so calming, like chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss, top tier. So with that being said, we had to go get firewood over there in the riverbed. So we got firewood and stuff, and mind you, I brought my bug spray because I don't play with bugs at all. Like even by my house, we get, mosquitoes. So I'm spraying on top of it, trying to get firewood. It was a whole mission. So we got the firewood. We we forgot to bring, nobody has an axe, so we had to improvise. So we had to use a heavy rock to break the wood. Well, a couple of times I did it. The rock bounced off the wood and landed on my ankle. So, me trying to improvise and see if it's going to work because my friends were like, oh, I did it and it worked. So he did it and it worked fine. I did it a couple times, it worked. But a couple times, like when I would do it, the rock literally bounced off the wood. I'm very clumsy and slow sometimes. So with that being said, it's like you shouldn't do it anymore because you're going to break your ankle eventually. But instead, I decided to do it twice. Not one time, but two times. And both times it landed on my ankle. So you would have thought like after the first time I would have got a clue, but I didn't. So with that being said, I had to stop doing that. And my friend was able to he likes to collect sticks. So he was pulling off one of the sticks that we use, one of the wood, and he was able to make like a makeshift hammer. It didn't look like a hammer, but it could be a hammer pretty much. So he was using it to beat the wood and break it in half. So we used that, and then a couple times I would use pieces of wood and beat it on the rock to break the wood pieces. So that's what we did our first night, was getting wood. My friend, shout out to Julia, she meal prepped the whole trip. Food was 10 out of 10's, hands down. She put her foot in it. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So for the first night we had shish kebabs. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Overall a great night. Had some laughs. Man, 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 we had some laughs. We were I swear we could have been, that's what I was gonna get to. So we're camping. We're on vacation. You're out in nature. You're enjoying your time with your friends. You're out in the woods. Of course, everybody, I kid you not, shuts down at 8 o'clock. Our neighbors, they were in bed at 7. She had her pajamas on, her polka dot Minnie Mouse pajamas on, getting ready for bed at 7. And I'm damn, really? You're supposed to be out here enjoying nature, vibing out with your friends, sitting around the campfire, telling stories or whatever, vibing out to music, having a drink or two, having a great time, just enjoy nature. No. Everybody around us was in the bed. We were still up laughing, cracking jokes, you name it. We were man, we didn't go into our tent until 12. You usually do what you usually wait till the fire goes out after you ran out of wood or whatever, or the wood has died down. Then you go into the tent. Common sense. That's what we always do. That's what my family always did. So with that being said, we went to bed. Well, not really. We started laughing still. In the tent. Luckily, nobody was like, "Shut! You're being too loud." Because we were loud. I felt like we were really, really loud. But like I said, it was so quiet. I felt like our group was the loudest out of all the other campsites, which is fine. We're having a great time. So, the next day, we all woke up and stuff. But crazy thing. So while we were all asleep, tell me why there was somebody. So rule is never, never leave your tent unzipped. Don't do it because you'll get bugs, you'll get critters, whatever. Don't do it. As Beyonce says, don't do it. So I kid you not, it had to have been 6 o'clock in the morning. And my friend was like, yo, bro, to our other friend, bro, there's a mouse in the tent. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, and my back of my mind, I'm I'm half asleep, I'm half awake, and I'm like, do I turn around? Do I not turn around? Like before he said there's a mouse in the tent, like he was like in panic. And I'm like, do I turn around? Do I not turn around? Like, what is it? Like, what are they looking at? Because at this point, it could be anything. It could be a bear. It could be a deer, which is not scary. I mean, it could be anything. We're in the wilderness, you know? So, like, I turn around, and of course, there's we call him Ramble the Mouse. Ramble the Mouse is like sitting on somebody's backpack, but like by that time, after they saw him, he was on like in the tent, like floor. So when I turn around, this mouse is looking at me like this, and I'm looking at him like this, because I'm still like kind of like calculating everything in my mind that's going on right now. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, there's a mouse in the tent? And it was hilarious. I kid you not. You would have thought we should have been on a TV show. It was hilarious. Like them trying to get this mouse from one side of the tent to the other side of the tent. Like he was underneath the sleeping bags. He was on top of my backpack. Well, not my backpack, but my friend's backpack. He was on top of their sleeping bag. It was hilarious, hilarious. So luckily my friend was able to grab it and then just throw it out. But it was the most funniest thing. Hilarious. At 6 o'clock in the morning. Hilarious. Just literally, that was our alarm clock. Like that woke us up. For sure, for sure, for sure. Hilarious. But come to find out, yeah, somebody forgot to close the tent at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who that it was, but I'm like, bruh, who left the tent unlocked? Like unzipped? Like, what are we doing? I don't care. Like, what if it was a spider? What if it was a bear? What if it was a moose, a deer? Somebody would have popped in and said, what's up? So, like, nah, 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 nah. I mean, it was fine. It was a rat. It was a mouse. Like, our mouse are fine. They don't scare me. So with that being said, not only was there a mouse, but there was also a spider on top. And I kid you not, I've had my fair share of spiders, on tents when we would go camping, because a couple times we've gone and we actually ended up on a spider's nest. That was ridiculous. You would have thought it was a horror film. I mean, we at the campsite that we used to go to in Kachuma, they have some campsites have showers, some don't. So that campsite had showers. Well, crazy enough, we ended up in a shower that was a party for spiders. Like you name it, every spider you could think of was in that, on top of that shower. And I kid you not, my mom, me, my brother would like, just don't pay attention to them. Like take your shower, get in and get out. And what made it worse was the shower was cold, which was even worse. Like you would have thought it was like an episode of Fear Factor or some type of TV reality show. Cause I'm like, if a spider comes down on me, it's going to be a problem. Like I am, as you say, an arachnophobia. Like I have arachnophobia. Like I'm terrified of spiders. I'm sorry. Let me not get on a tangent right now, but when you have 8 eyes and 8 legs, bro, no, 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 no. Don't play with me like that. I don't care what you say. Oh, that's cute. That's not cute. How would you feel if you saw somebody with 8 eyes and 8 legs? You would definitely be running. Like, how could spiders be cute? How could spiders be friendly? They're not friendly. They're evil. They're scary. They're terrifying. And they eat their children. Like, what are we talking about? They're not great. They're not nice. No, I'm sorry. They're not nice. Like, no offense. So with that being said, back to the story. There was a spider in the ceiling. Luckily, it was on the inside of the tent, but there's 2 parts of the tent. So you have your covering and you have the other part of the tent. So he was in the covering just chilling. But I know that dude was looking down at us because he was moving left and right. I kid you not. I was like, we literally were watching this man crawl. And I'm like, is somebody going to kill it? Because I can't do it. I can't. Because if I miss, I don't know where he's going to end up. And I don't want to see him end up in my backpack. Because at that point, the trip will be over. So, luckily, mysteriously the spider disappeared, but I found out my friend did kill it because we had to the tent covering was backwards. So we had to readjust it. So when we were doing it, the spider was still there and it popped up, I guess, on him and he killed it. So thank goodness it wasn't me. Otherwise it would have been a whole situation. So that was Saturday morning. So Saturday we had some breakfast. Then we went to the lake, chilled out by the lake. Super fun. My friends went paddle boarding. And also my friends bought a floaty that was a four-person or 5-person floaty. So in my mind, I was thinking like, dude, like, aren't you going to float away because you're in the water? Like, I'm not going to go swimming in that water because it was freezing. The water was cold. I'm not trying to swim. I'm not trying to play superhero. I'm not trying to play Aquaman. Like, no. But luckily, it did not do that. It literally just floated like on the shore, like literally just on the beach side, back and forth. It did nothing. And it was so crazy because my friend was so relaxed on the floaty. You could tell she was on another planet. Like she was just like floating. Like it just, you could tell she was just everything that she must have been dealing with or stress. You want to see like a stress reliever? That was the definition of stress reliever. Like it was crazy how relaxed she was. So it was cool though. We met a lady from New Jersey, very interesting lady, hilarious. At the end, she was like, "Oh my gosh, it was great meeting you guys." Blah 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 blah. And then she was like, and so my friend was like, and I'm like, dude, is she a hippie? Like she was definitely giving hippie vibes. It was hilarious. She was giving hippie vibes for sure. But she lived in New Jersey, super nice lady. Um, but it was hilarious. It was really hilarious. So after that, like I said, we chilled out at the river. I did actually get in. Like I just stood like probably like thigh high. Because I was not putting my whole body in there. The water was freezing. But I would do it for like 5 seconds and then get back out, let the sun dry me off, and then get back in it, and then let the sun dry me off. So did that. That was cool. So after that, we came back to the tent, to the site. No, before the site, we went to, because we needed firewood because we went out of firewood that night. So we found a shop nearby. Really cool. It was a resort slash general store. So really cool. Got some firewood. I got a sticker. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm a national park collector, so sticker collector. So this is my newest sticker. This is from Inyo. So each one, well, my friend gave me this one. Shout out to Jacob. You're the best. But I got that one, and then my friend Yenna, shout out to Yenna. She gave me this one. She made this one actually. But these three ones I got from National Park. So Tahoe was last year. Mammoth was, I got this one last year. Yeah, it was last year, and then this one this year. So pretty much I enjoy it. I want one from Zion for sure. And then some other ones in California would be cool to collect different ones. So yeah, did that. Got some firewood, and then went back to the site, filled up the firewood, fixed the tent. My friend Julia, once again, she made, it was really good. It was sausage, green bell peppers, and onions and rice with avocado. Chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss for sure. Did that, hung out, listened to some music, just talked again. Good times. Good times, hands down. Good times. My friend, however, did get sunburned. Bro, I kid you not, got the meanest sunburn. Like he sat in this, it was funny. So at the lake, he sat in this rowboat and it was abandoned. It was just sitting on the shore, but he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go sit in it." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like it was silver, but you know, metal and heat, especially with direct sunlight, that causes like the sun is beaming on you like crazy. So like I was telling him, I was like, "Bro, you need to put some sunblock on," because like, you know, he had his shirt off. And I was like, "You should put some sunblock on because so that way you don't get sunburned." "No, bro, I'm good. I'm good." So long story short, like my friends were telling him, like, "Dude, you need to get some sunblock on because you're getting red." So his brother like sprayed him with the sunblock, and I was like, and I told him, I was like, "Dude, you gotta lather up. If you're gonna do this, you gotta lather up. You can't get sunburned." So long story short, we get back to the campsite after all that. The bro was just not feeling it. Like he was just like out of it because of just the heat and the burning was burning his stomach. I've never seen a sunburn so bad where your whole skin was just like pinkish red. Like it was crazy. He's feeling better now, but crazy, 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 crazy. So all that happened Saturday. Sunday. Sunday was of course going home. So we packed up. We had some breakfast. And we went to Lake Sabrina or River Sabrina, whatever it's called. Super nice. The weather was a little bit cooler, however, but it was nice. We sat on the rocks, chilled out, hung out by the river, talked. Me and shout out to Nick, we did a hike. Well, he went off first, and then I went off after him. Because I don't know, I just wanted to explore, and I was curious because like how the river was this time was, so the other river you could see the end of it. This one you couldn't see it. So I was curious to see what's around the river band, as Pocahontas says. So I was like, I want to check it out. I want to explore. So I did. I hung out. I went on a little hike. Scary enough, some parts were giving me like bear country vibes. Like there were certain areas on this hike where I felt like any minute a bear was going to pop out with his family, or bears were going to be there with their families because you're in their territory, you're in their land. Like there's this one section I have in my pictures, and it looks like bears hang out here. Like I don't know, like it gave me brother bear vibes, and I was like, a bear is going to come out. It's going to come out. Something is going to come out because I kept, like you kind of, when you hear trees move or whatever, you thinking something's going to be behind you. So I'm like, while I'm hiking, I'm like, something's behind me. Something is going to come behind me. Smokey's going to come out. Smokey's going to come out. So, but luckily he didn't. Smokey did not come out. So it was overall great hike. Got to the end of the hike, an amazing view. Chef's kiss for sure. Another 10 out of 10. The view showed the end of the lake. But I kid you not, I feel like there's a waterfall at the end of that lake because I heard water, and waterfalls are pretty loud. And I feel like there's a waterfall at the end of the river. So, man, I wanted to go over there, but I feel like I needed a rowboat to get over on that side of the river just to be. I'm the type of person, low key, when it comes to exploring and adventuring like that, especially in the wilderness when it's like sunny and there's a trail, so to speak. You get curious. You want to see like what else is out there. Like, where does the riverband go? Like, how far does it go? I mean, not go too far, but I mean, you get curious, but of course you don't want to go too far. Then you get lost and then you're in trouble. So, super great view. It had an island in the middle of the river. So, of course, I wanted to go on the island. I was curious, but of course, you need a boat to get there, and I didn't have a boat. So, there was that. But overall, I have to say too, what was interesting though, both rivers were super like calm. They weren't rushy. They weren't crazy. They were very chill, very mellow. So, super nice, super nice. So overall, great. So with that being said, my friend made chopped cheese. Hashtag chopped cheese. Shout out to chopped cheese. Was the best. I've heard about chopped cheese. I've seen a documentary about chopped cheese with me and my brother and my mom. Very interesting. Highly recommend it. It tells you where it originated from. But really good, really good. I sat on a hammock and I just chilled eating a chopped cheese. Best, best, best vibe ever. So after that, we packed up. We were already packed up and headed home. That was it. Got back to my friend's house around like, I want to say like 8:40. Because going back down the Cajon Pass, if you guys are familiar with that, going to Vegas or Mammoth, it's bad. Or Arizona too. It's bad. So got back at a good hour. So got home, showered because there was no shower at the campsite. So showered, felt refreshed, did a skincare routine, and just relaxed the rest of the night. So that was my weekend. An amazing, amazing weekend. I know I talked a lot about it, but it was super cool, amazing. I can't wait to go back. Of course, I can't wait to go back to Mammoth this year. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Eventually, I want to get my own skis. I need to get my own skis because, it adds up. And I feel like if you go a lot and you enjoy it, why not invest in something like that? Because I already invested in a new ski jacket. Shout out to Dope. Dope is a great brand. I want to get another pair. I want to get a Dope Fit, actually. That's another conversation for another day because I have a fresh Dope Fit that I want to buy that I saw on the website. I want either a green one or I might want to do like a Dope jacket hoodie thingy and then like some black pants or some like gray pants with it, with some like cool skis, like some icy blue skis or some green skis, but I'll take what I can pick price wise for the skis because skis are expensive. But that's neither here or there. Overall, great time. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to Donna and Abe and Alan. Y'all the best. Can't wait to go again. And so now let's get into our topic. I know I won't go into it a lot. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. I know last week was over an hour and something, but that's with two people. But when it's just me talking for an hour, you might get bored. So let's get into it. As I mentioned, why sneakers? Well, let's talk about it. The culture of sneakers and how it has impacted our society. as a whole. Think about it. Like, if you're not wearing Jordans, you're probably wearing Reeboks. If you're not wearing Reeboks, you're wearing Adidas. A lot of people wear Adidas. If you're not wearing Adidas, you're wearing another type of sneaker. Asics, New Balance, Nikes. We're talking, we're talking any other brand. I'm drawing a blank right now, but we're talking any other brand. So let's get into it. So sneakers. So the early origins of sneakers, crazy enough, I guess the definition of sneakers is to walk quietly or sneak around without making noise. The first rubber-soled shoes were developed in the 1830s. 1830s. So I feel like that's like cowboy days because it has to be after the colonization days, which was like what, the 1700s. So we're talking cowboy days now. Bang, 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 bang. So that's pretty interesting. But I guess if that makes sense, if you think of cowboy boots, right. So with that, we're talking sneakers now. We're looking at Adidas and Puma. They were first originated back in the 1940s by two German brothers. I'm pronouncing their names wrong, but Adolf and Rudolf. They produced Puma and Adidas. Fun fact, I had actually a pair of Adidas and I had a pair of Pumas. I had a pair of Adidas, kind of like when the thick high top sneaker game was coming out, but that was like 2016. I don't know why I bought them, but I bought them and I never wore them and I gave them to somebody because I was like, I'm not wearing these things. But Pumas, I actually had a pair growing up. I had a pair, I want to say in the 90s, early 2000s, I had a pair of Pumas growing up. So I definitely am familiar with that brand. I know my brother had a pair of Pumas as well. So fast forward, we're going to talk about Converse. We all know Converse have been around since forever. Actually, fun fact too, they've been around since the 1970s. Crazy enough, they've been around even in basketball. They were the basketball shoe at the time. So very interesting. And then we look into something a little bit more besides All Stars, Adidas, and Pumas. The top tier, the king itself, Jordans. They've been around since the 1980s. And we all know Michael Jordan wore them all the time. In basketball, we're familiar with him wearing the Jordan 1s, the Breads, the 11s, the Bread 11s. I don't want to butcher up all the names of the sneakers because I'm not really familiar with all the ones that he wore specifically. There's the names, the people going to be like, you messed up the name. That's not the right name. So I don't want to do that. So with that being said, sneakers have been around a long, long time. Okay. And with that being said, it has trickled down into the fashion industry because at one point, people that wore sneakers with suits were kind of like frowned upon. I feel like that wasn't a thing. Like, what are you doing? Like, you wear dress shoes with that. And I feel like slowly they're trying to get back into that, wearing dress shoes when you go out, not so much sneakers. But a couple times I have done fits where I've done like a suit with a shirt, a basic shirt, and then done sneakers. I feel like it's nice if you're going to like you don't have to go to a fancy dinner. Like if you're going to a concert or if you're going to go out to dinner, it doesn't have to always be dress shoes all the time. That's my opinion. Some people like to really dress up, which is great. I give you that credit. But I know for me, I'm the type of person where it just depends on my mood. If I feel like dressing up and wearing dress shoes instead of sneakers, sure. But most of the time, you will always catch me in a pair of sneakers. Now, it will not be Jordans now. Most of the time, I will switch it up. It may be some Asics. I mean, not Asics, but it would be some Jordan 1s. It would be some Reeboks. It would also be, I guess you consider dress shoes Doc Martens. That's my go-to. So those type of 3 pairs of shoes I will always wear with a suit because I feel like it's basic. You're already wearing a suit with a basic shirt. So why not grab your attention to the shoes? Because everywhere else at the top of you is a basic color and your shoes are the ones that are going to stand out. So why not? besides your glasses and your rings or whatever you want to wear. So, that's just my thing. It may not be your thing, but it's my thing. And that's okay. There's no guideline of how to wear sneakers because you can wear them with the suit. Now, granted, if it's a wedding, do not do that. If it's a funeral, do not do that. If it's anything that requires you not to wear sneakers and is strongly advised not to, do not do it. Please do not wear sneakers if they're telling you not to. But like I said, when you're out with your friends and you're casual and you're going out to dinner, do whatever the heck you want. Just don't wear flip-flops. They're trying to make that a thing right now, and I don't know why wearing a suit and flip-flops is just not, no. So with that being said, we fast forward, like I said, pop culture, we talk about trends, we talk about just the resale market and how expensive it is. I never forget because during the pandemic, when we all were sitting at home, that's when I felt like I really went sneaker crazy. Like I felt like that was my peak time because before that I was wearing I didn't really have one. So I had the 10s, I had the 12s, I had a pair of 11s, which was fine, but that was just the age. I feel like 2016 was just the age, people were still wearing ones, but I wasn't because I couldn't afford it. Well, fast forward, pandemic hour, I'm like, shoot, I could really go ham on some sneakers right now. Because of the fact that, in my mind, your parents, my mom, I know, was like, well, why are you buying shoes? You can't go anywhere. And it's like, yeah, I know, but I want to get a pair. So with that being said, I bought my first pair of cement grays during 2021. They were actually the cheapest pair of Jordan 1s I actually bought. That's the first one. Super nice, super trendy. I don't know if you can see in the back, but it's those ones right there. The gray and the red and the black. Those are cement grays. So super amazing. I wear those all the time. I haven't worn them in a minute because crazy enough, we went out a couple months ago and mysteriously I found purple paint on those shoes. So now they're ruined. I don't know how to get the paint off. If you guys know how to get it off, let me know because I definitely want to get it off, but I have not worn them because of the purple paint. And who's to say maybe it was a trend, maybe I should just wear them just because, but I'm the type, I just don't like to get my shoes dirty. Now, further down the line, I got me some OG Gym Reds. They're at the bottom. You can't see them, but I got those. Those were my second pair. That was 2021. And then fast forward, I ended up getting a pair of mochas, which are these right there. Those were so in demand, crazy. Everybody was trying to get them. I remember waiting on the sneakers app to get those. Sneakers app for pretty much the cement and the mochas. I got the cement ones through sneakers. That was my first time getting a pair of winning something through sneakers. Amazing. I thought I wasn't invincible. Did it again. Got some Jordan 11s. I didn't think I was going to get those and I got those. But the mochas, I tried to get those. I could not get them. So I was like, you know what? I will just try to get them through Complex. I mean, not Complex. Sorry. Get them through GOAT. And I was like, let's just see how much it is. Maybe because to give you an education on GOAT, for those of you that don't know, there's GOAT and there's I keep saying Complex. There's GOAT and there's StockX. Now, StockX at the time there was little rumors going around saying that their stuff wasn't real. It was from China. It wasn't the real deal. The stitching was kind of out of order. So I actually did get a pair of Yeezys through StockX, but I never bought a pair of Jordan ones. I was just too terrified and I didn't want it to be a knockoff. So with that being said, with StockX and GOAT, there's a graph that you can check and it tells you when it's cheaper to buy them and when it's the most expensive to buy them or to release them or to sell them. Pretty much you call it it's the stock market for shoes. And that's pretty much what it is. The highest of it and the lowest of it. So I pretty much had to check that every day. And I mean, we were in the pandemic, so, why not? you're learning. I'm learning this stuff. Remind you, I'm learning this stuff on the side. I'm not watching YouTube videos. I didn't start watching fit fashion videos until later, like 2022. So that was a year before I even started really investing into just styles and fashion, really. So with that being said, like I said, it was up and down, and just one random day, I ended up getting them at like, I'm not gonna tell you the cost, but it was reasonable, and I got them, and they were I wear them like crazy, like they're amazing, and I still get compliments on them. I wish I could get like another brown pair or something a little bit more lighter, like a neutral brown or something like that. Just something to just kick it up a notch. There's still some other colors I do want to get. I want to get like well, actually, I don't need a purple anymore because funny enough, funny story. This one right here, that one. Randomly, I got that in Vegas. My mother and my brother were with me, and we were in the store, and I was looking for, at the time, I was also looking for some Reeboks because I wanted a pair of Reeboks. It was summertime. But I also was thinking of some shoes to get to because we had a concert in October and back in Vegas. So I was like, I want a cool fit to wear with my sneakers because I wanted to do a suit sneaker combination. So with that being said, we were in the store. My mom pointed them out. Donovan and my mom pointed them out. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're cool. Like, I like the color, I like the naturalness of it. But how much is it? Because at the same time, they're Jordan 1s and we know they're expensive. So, I got them. They were only like $105. So I was like, oh, heck yeah, that's a steal. So I got those. Great steal. What's crazy enough, I have not seen anybody wear those. And I did not even know about those. I've never seen them before. So it was pretty much like they were calling my name and they were destined for me. So with that being said, I got them. So I also have some pine green ones. I have it's like a kind of like a navy bluish color. It's white, silver, and navy blue, and they're from Japan. It's a exclusive Japan brand. I mean Japan collab that they did with the Jordan 1s. So I have those. I do want another pair of like blue pair, like a dark blue or like a light blue, something like that. So yeah. So that was all during the pandemic. So fast forward, I was wearing those outside, everything is opening up. I was wearing those all the time. But I was kind of like getting it. So at that point, been watching watching YouTube videos, from watching TikToks at that time before I canceled it. Now I'm back on it. But watching TikToks, just getting ideas. People were saying that Jordans were kind of slowing down. Like the hype of it was slowing down. My margarita here. They were kind of slowing down. So with that being said, I was kind of like, should I still invest in Jordans because they're so expensive? I mean, I could barely afford it. Like, I have other things I want to buy, like clothes, hats, accessories. I have a life to live. I want to go out. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to travel. I don't want to just spend my money on shoes. So funny enough, another pair came out, New Balances, and they were the I am drawing a blank again, the 590s. I think it's the 590s. Don't quote me on that, but the 590s. And I liked him because it was something about them that grasped me to it. And at that point of time, my style was changing. So I don't know if you know, those of you that know, but those of you that don't know, I like 80s styles, like the jeans to the sneakers to the jackets, windbreakers, you name it. I like that vibe. But at the same time, my style was changing more into, we're going into the late 90s, mid 90s, going on into now Y2K era. That's where I feel like my style has just been, and it's between those eras. It's definitely, I feel like it's kind of venturing away from the 80s a little bit, but majority I feel like it's more 90-ish, more Y2K-ish a little bit, which is great, which is fine because I grew up in that era. So with that being said, these shoes came out and I was like, these look really cool with jeans. They look cool with jeans. You can wear them you can dress them up, you can dress them down. They're comfortable. So I got those. So I got two pairs of those. I got a black pair and I got a blue pair. Got those. And then I was still kind of contemplating. I'm like, okay, those are cool, but I want something that resembles the Rave Runner because Rave Runner at the time was super cool, super popular, but with Kanye's situation, everybody stopped wearing his stuff. And I was like, I don't really the only one that's still wearing his stuff because of just the type of person he is. And also just the fact that they were still expensive. And, part of me was like, oh, maybe I'll just get them if the demand is low. Maybe the price will drop. Well, the price did not drop. It was still expensive. So I was like, I want something similar to the Wave Runners, but not the Wave Runners because, oh my gosh, if I had those Wave Runners, like, man, I could think of some fits right now on the top of my head that I would do with those Wave Runners. But it's fine. I found another pair. They are the New Balance 9060s. Did I say 9050s? 9060s. Ooh, see, I got it mixed up. It's the New Balance 9060s are the ones I just bought recently last year. The other ones, the other New Balances, I cannot think of the number. But they're a blue and black pair. But the 9060s are the newest ones I bought, which I bought last year. And man, because I wanted a pair for Disney World. And that's another segment that I will get to later down this podcast about Disney World because I can't wait to share with you my stories, my experiences. Sorry, jogging down the rabbit hole. So I wanted a pair to wear to Disney World besides because I brought my other New Balances, a pair of Jordans, and then I wanted another pair for my fits. And I've been seeing the 9060s because my friend, shout out to Lindsay, she was getting a new pair of shoes too, and she bought a pair of New Balances. And I was like, I want a pair of new sneakers. Like, it's been a minute. Like, I want to buy another pair. So I bought the 9060s. Hella comfortable. Amazing. They remind me of the Rave Runners a little bit. Some of you may say no. I feel like they do a little bit. They kind of give off that vibe. Amazing sneaker. Super comfortable. They're like white and gray. Amazing, amazing sneaker. There's another pair I do want to get from New Balances. They're like the 2000s. I can't wait to get those. Those will probably be later down this summer or fall, but we'll get to that soon. So I got those. Super amazing, super comfortable. They look good with jeans, shorts. I have not worn with a suit yet because I feel like that's just a little bit too casual. Like the sneakers, you can dress it up. Like Jordans, you can dress it up. Like they said, the Reeboks, you can dress it up. Not so much the New Balances. I feel like that's more casual. So long story short, I got those. Amazing. And yeah, I mean, the sneaker game for me, will it die down? Will I get tired of buying sneakers? Will I get over it and just be satisfied with the ones I have? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't know. And that's okay. Because it's not like I'm the type of person where if I see something, maybe I may get it, or you know what, I'll brush it to the side, especially if it's super expensive. I'm like, you know what, I want them, but I'll wait till the price drops. So with that being said, I don't think I will ever stop buying sneakers, but I will buy them in moderation, which is okay. You don't need to buy a new sneaker every time something drops. That's just crazy. That's insane. If I had a closet, I would love to have a sneaker closet. That would be amazing. I've seen TikToks and Instagrams of people having sneaker walls and sneaker closets, and that's amazing to show you off your collection and your style and your vibe. Like I said, if you're into that type of thing, why not do it? But if you don't have the room for it, don't do it because then it's just like it's over cluttering. And then I'm the type of person I just don't like clutter. So with that being said, it's just like, you know what? I'll wait till, maybe I have some more room or I get rid of some pairs. Because, I mean, there's a couple pairs that I've been eyeing that I'm thinking I want to get rid of anyway that I don't wear anymore. But, that's life. You kind of grow old of things. That's like clothes. Your style changes. Your clothes either get too small or too big or whatever. And you're just like, you know what? Like, this ain't for me anymore. So, yeah. I just enjoy buying sneakers. They're amazing. It's a vibe. It's my type of thing. I like to dress them up, dress them down. I like to wear them anywhere. And, that's my thing. That's my go-to. I mean, there's other things that I do enjoy too, but, people always wanted to know why I enjoy sneakers so much, what is the hype about it? Why do people like it so much? And I didn't even get to the part about how there's sneaker cons, there's sneaker festivals, there's sneaker balls, there's heck in Vegas, like at in Tao, they do like a sneaker night at the club, which is crazy. You wear your favorite sneakers, which is crazy that the sneaker culture is like that. You know, you get to wear your favorite sneakers, and I'm sure like a lot of people probably enjoy that instead of wearing like dress shoes all the time to go out in, because a lot of these places, you know, you have to have it's a dress code and you got to wear a certain style and certain shoes. So for that sounds pretty cool, like a sneaker vibe at Tao in Vegas at the Venetian. Sign me up. So with that being said, sneakers, I don't know if they're ever going to die down, but the culture sounds like it's here to stay for a long, long time. And you look at it in the fashion industry, you look at the collabs, you look at like Travis Scott in his style. I mean, man, dude like has some really fire ones that I would like to have, but they're super expensive. Dior has some really cool ones. There was a one point in time I wanted the Dior ones, but you know what? After that point, I'm like, and so with that being said, I'm the type of person that does not like a lot of logos. And so with that being said, like Jordan, you know, it's just a simple Nike strip. That's it. And with the Dior, it was like Dior, and then in the inside of the Nike was a bunch of Dior logos. And it was like, at the time it was cool, but now that I think about it, I'm like, I wouldn't wear those. Like, why would I wear those out? Like, no. I guess if you go into a nice place, sure, but it's Dior. Like Dior, I mean, don't get me wrong, Dior is amazing, but like there's other things that you can wear that are better. Like sunglasses. We're talking shoes, we're talking bags, we're talking wallets. You name it, I'd rather do that than buy some sneakers if that's, you know, something that is more appealing. Cause I'm getting into glasses as well, like sunglasses. And so, I mean, a nice pair of Dior shades, or the ones that I really want to get are these Prada shades. They're hella fire, but they're expensive still. I'm waiting for them to at least drop down to like 150. I mean, hell, I'll even do 120. I mean, not 120, but yeah, 120 or like 150, maybe like 180 maybe, but like that 300 for some sunglasses, I can't do it. I just cannot wrap my head around that. Because we're talking about sunglasses that you wear maybe once for every gathering or special occasion, you know, we're talking like, you know, it's not something that you want to wear every day. It's something that you want to wear nice too. So yeah, there's that. But I mean, I like the collabs. I enjoy seeing the new collaborations, the new styles, the new colors. One thing I will say to Jordan specifically, if you're ever listening to this, Jordan Company, I recommend that you guys come out with different colors. We're tired of the same basic colors. We need like some neutral colors. We need like something that just stands out. Maybe like something that is based off of a Marvel character or a DC character or a Disney character or a Pokemon character. You name it. I mean, anime is so big right now. Maybe an anime character. I mean, I'm not gonna make. I mean, the color waves, I mean, could be endless. You know, and I feel like they could do so much with with the sneakers for Jordan, like whether it's the ones, the dunks, the lows, the highs, the mids. You know, some people clown me on the mids, but you know what? It's okay. If you're wearing mids, it's okay. It's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. So, yeah, one thing I will say to Jordan, come out with some better colors, man. We need some new colors. Stop bringing out and re-releasing the same colors, because that's why your stock is dropping like crazy, because it's the same thing. We need new colors. And if you get new colors, I guarantee your stuff will skyrocket. But then again, I don't want it to skyrocket. I still want it to be affordable so I can buy a pair. If you know what I'm saying. You get me? So with that being said, that's it for my sneaker talk. I mean, I can go on and on. Like I said, when it comes to names, my brain draws a blur because there's so many names. There's so many styles and colors and designs. And it's not just Jordan. We're talking Adidas. We're talking Asics. We're talking Reeboks. We're talking New Balances. We're even talking Nikes, like the running shoes, because I have a couple pairs of running shoes from Nike. I mean, we're talking the Air Max 97s, the 95s. I mean, man, the numbers are endless, guys. The numbers are endless. So, you know, with that, highly shout out to Pinterest. If you guys want to come up with ideas or things that you feel like you can wear with your sneakers, I'm gonna let you on a little secret because a lot of people want to know how I come up with different ideas and things. Pinterest. I don't know where I would be without Pinterest. I can tell you that right now. I love Pinterest. Like, it's amazing for anything. It's not even just for fashion, but like your room and like your house, your aesthetic on your wallpapers on your iPhone or your MacBook, your tablet. I mean, there's so many different things that are there that can come out on Pinterest that are amazing. But one particular one I'm saying is fashion. You just have up a subject. Let's say fits with white sneakers, fits with Jordans. It will give you a list of categories of different things. And that's not to say you don't have to dress like those people, but because what I do is, this is what I do. I like to see the inspiration, and in my mind, I'll mix it up a bit. I'll maybe add a couple things from that inspiration, but I'll add something to maybe betterfy it or make it my style. So that's what I like to do. As I mentioned, I am on TikTok. Like I said, I'm trying to invest on the fit side of myself, like just showing off my fits, because I do enjoy showing them off. Well, sharing them, not showing them off, but sharing them. Same with my Disney fits, that's even the same thing. Sneaker culture is even in Disney fits, guys. Like, it's not just everyday fits. It's even in Disney culture. Like, there's a group of guys and they literally do meetups where they wear like their Disney fits with sneakers. It's crazy how big sneakers are going, and they keep continuing to grow. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode about sneakers. Some of y'all might like it, some of y'all may not. I don't care. I just wanted to just share it because I enjoy talking about them. I know a lot of other people enjoy talking to them. My brother's a big sneaker person. I have another friend that's a big sneaker person. I have some other friends. I don't know why I said other friend when I have other friends in general that are sneaker people as well. So, I want to share my opinions, my thoughts, and my concerns as to why Jordan should improve their brands, their colorways. So yeah, there you have it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you listening once again. Tune in next week for another episode of the Sunday Brunch Hour. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe and peace.